One of the advantages your Athena offers is the wide range of installation options. You can install it at the sink, connected with a diverter and hoses to your tap. The second way you can install it is at the sink, but plumbed directly to your cold water line. The last way that you can install the Athena is under sink, completely out of sight, with only a small dedicated faucet through which you'll access the alkaline water. If you choose either of the last two options, plumbed directly to the cold water line or under sink, IonWays strongly recommends that you have a plumbing professional perform this type of installation. But for the purposes of this video, we're going to do the installation to the tap. So let's get started. We'll begin the installation process by attaching the two hoses to the bottom of the machine, the tap water inlet and the acidic outlet. Your installation bag will come with two coils of hoses, a thick gray one, which will be your acidic water outlet hose, and a thinner white one, which will be where we lead the water in from the tap. So we'll use the tap water inlet port, and before we begin, we want to make sure that the small check valve is open all the way. It should come this way from the factory, but let's just check it to make sure. Next, we'll brace the port with our free finger and insert the white hose firmly into the port. And then we'll check the installation by giving it a gentle tug to make sure that it's seated properly. If you ever need to release the white hose, you simply push on the ring and pull at the same time, and it comes right out. Let's reinstall it and move on to the acidic water outlet. We'll begin by placing a small compression clamp that came in the installation kit over the end of the hose about an inch, like that. Then we'll remove the black plastic cap that protects the acidic water outlet, and bracing the port, we'll just work the hose on, make sure it goes all the way to the end. If you have difficulty getting the hose on, before you try to attempt to put it on, you can soak the end of the acidic water hose in hot water for about 20 or 30 seconds, and that'll make the installation very easy. Once you get the hose firmly and correctly placed on the port, you'll want to use a pair of pliers to position the compression clamp over the port. And now we're ready to install it to the tap. To connect the hoses to the tap, the first thing we'll have to do is install the diverter to your tap. The diverter comes in a small bag with a few other pieces that you'll need to complete the installation. This is the diverter. Also in the bag you'll find 3 adapters in case the diverter doesn't attach directly to your faucet. These adapters and the diverter will handle about 95% of all installations, but it may be necessary to pick up an extra part at your local plumbing supply store or hardware store. These are 2 rubber washers and a compression clamp, just like we put on the acidic hose. The remaining pieces are drywall anchors in case you choose to install your Athena to the wall. Next, let's remove the aerator from the faucet. If you have a standard faucet, this will be at the end of the faucet, the last piece. And it should be finger tight. You should be able to unthread it with your fingers. If you find that it's on very tightly, you can use a pair of pliers to get it started and then remove it with your fingers. Let's try to use some of the adapters that came in the installation kit. And you can see, as with most spray faucets, they have specialized threads and thread sizes. So in this case, we needed to go out and purchase from the local hardware store another adapter. This is not included in your kit. This is the adapter we purchased, and you can see it's got threads on both ends just like the adapters in the bag, but it also has this raised ring on it to make installation easy. We'll begin the installation by installing the rubber washer into the adapter and threading the adapter into the bottom of the spray faucet. Next, we'll install the diverter to the adapter. And that just simply threads on the end of the adapter. And again, you want to tighten both pieces hand tight, nice and firm. Don't over tighten them. If you find that you have leaks from either the diverter or the adapter, a couple of wraps of Teflon plumber's tape like shown here will solve the problem. You can find Teflon plumber's tape at any good hardware store for about $1. Now that the diverter is installed to the faucet, we'll attach the white tap water inlet hose to the diverter. We'll begin by rotating the diverter so that the lever is away from you, and you'll find a small compression nut facing you. We'll remove that compression nut and thread it onto the end of the tap water inlet hose, and then bracing the diverter, we'll push the tap water inlet hose all the way onto the diverter, making sure that it's on there firmly, and then we'll thread the compression nut back on to the diverter. Usually finger tight is good enough, but make sure it's firmly connected. The acid water hose just lays loose in the sink, and now your Athena is ready to use. The last step in installing your Athena is to plug it in and power it up. You'll notice that the cord to the Athena has a 3-prong plug, and you'll want to make sure that you use an appropriate outlet like the one shown here. You simply plug it in, and to power it up, we'll turn the machine around and we'll use the on-off power switch located on the back. It's important to note that this switch always remains in the on position. The machine will go to sleep in between uses and wake up when it senses water flowing. So there's no need to turn this power switch on and off in between uses. Now I'm going to turn the machine around again, and then I'm going to power it up by turning on the on-off switch, and you'll notice the lights will come on and then the machine will go to sleep. The lights up and the lights go off, except for the filter life indicator, which always stays lit. Now we're ready to learn how to use your Athena.